means basically is the Gulf of Mexico is marching closer to us by the minute, by the hour.
Hurricanes and tropical storms have been smashing the marshes and wetlands for as long as humans have been recording the disruptive weather events. At the LSU River Center in Baton Rouge, scientists are studying just how serious the erosion actually is.
Well, since the 1930s or so, Louisiana's lost about 2,000 square miles of its coast, of our coastal wetlands. It's a resilient ecosystem, but it's also a fragile ecosystem.
$50 billion over 50 years. The most ambitious coastal restoration master plan in the world.
It's designed to provide a sustainable coastal Louisiana. We're not going to save our entire footprint as it exists today, but we do believe we can provide a sustainable coast that supports all of the culture, the recreation, tourism, the economy.
To witness the erosion and the work being done to literally create new land, I journeyed to the mouth of the Mississippi River, the Spanish Pass as it's known. This is Venice, Louisiana, as far as you can go south of New Orleans until you hit the Gulf of Mexico. What you're about to see is the largest coastal restoration project in the world. I'm gonna get on this airboat here behind me with this crew, and we're gonna take a look. We're gonna go about 7 miles out there and see exactly the work that these men and women are doing. Let's go. Gliding across the wetlands, near 100 degrees, the muggy air is oppressive even with the wind in our faces. From above, the land you are seeing was open water just 2 years ago. We are getting off the airboat here on a man-made piece of the marsh here. It's a pretty amazing scene as you see here as I turn the camera. This has all been pumped in here. It's a mixture of different sediment, mud, rocks. Right over there is the Gulf of Mexico.
This specific cell was more broken marsh than the rest of them. Some of them were more open water than anything, but behind me you can see a good chunk of open water and just some broken pieces of marsh. As the big storm surge comes in, this breaks that large wave.
We're gonna get back on the airboat now and take a look at some of the heavy equipment that actually creates and flattens this new land here in the marshes. Today, nearly 2,000 acres has been restored by carefully pumping sand, mud, and sediment from the Mississippi River to create new masses of land. The Spanish Pass project restored over 6 miles of ridge and built over 1,600 acres of marsh. We are going to try to maneuver the airboat so that we can get on one of these levees here because the ground is very soft and our captain is moving up right now. I'll see if I can get off now here. I'll jump down real quick and you'll be able to see exactly the levees that they've created here and some of the ground. You have to be careful. And as I turned the camera, you could see some of the heavy machinery in the distance that is creating and compounding all of this new land to help save coastal Louisiana. Many of these projects are being funded with Deepwater Horizon oil spill settlement funds implemented through the Natural Resource Damage Assessment Act, though over time, that money will run out.
We need to find funding streams that will fund the master plan beyond. I think it's something like 10 years or so when they think it's going to run out, and it's very alarming. But it's also important for us here in New Orleans because these wetlands provide a buffer against hurricanes. They help to absorb storm surge. And what I often say is that the more land or the more anything that a hurricane will pass over, the weaker it tends to be when it reaches populated areas like this.
On the coast of Louisiana, Robert Ray, Fox Weather.
Well, next week, Texas is on high alert